And before anyone says anything, yes, I know it's 10 o'clock at night. Yes, I do also know I have 2% power left. I probably need to charge my phone. But, you know, I just really wanted a Monster. I demolished an entire 4-pack of those over the weekend. Well, actually, just Saturday, because Last of Us Part 2 came out. So I kind of binge played this over the weekend. This game's awesome. If you didn't like it, you're wrong. It's one of the most brilliant stories ever told. But anyway, I got bored of this. Not bored of it, but yeah, I won it. Binge played it. So I finished it in 2 days. So I figured I need to get myself another game. So I went into the Best Buy today, picked up the Diablo 3 collection. It was kind of weird because when I walked in, like, they were making everyone wear masks. They were saying that, you know, there was you get sick from this beer. It was kind of weird, but they were making everyone stand 6 feet apart. Like, you know, they wanted everyone to have their space. I guess, I don't know, it was just kind of odd. I don't really know what the deal is with that. There wasn't too many people out in the store, too. It was kind of strange. It was different, but I picked this up. I mean, so far this year's been kind of boring. I mean, for the most part, nothing's really been going on much. I mean, people are pretty nice to everyone, you know, no big really events in the news or anything. Nothing really noteworthy. It's just kind of a boring standard year, I guess, for the most part. Kind of waiting for something to happen, you know, something interesting, kind of spice stuff up. I mean, something interesting did kind of happen. I got laid. Nah, I'm just kidding. You know that's not true. Donald Trump sent me a check in the mail. It's kind of weird. He said he wanted to stimulate me, which, sorry, Donald, I'm not really into dudes, but I appreciate the effort. But he sent me $1,200, so, you know, it's kind of around my birthday. He was like, you know, get whatever you want for your birthday, treat yourself. So, I bloody well did. I got myself a knife. So I already have a Hinder. That's what this is. It's a Hinder XM18, in case you couldn't tell, which I'm sure you did. You could tell. You just told. I told on you. You told on me. Whatever. This knife. This knife. So my old Hinder, this is my old Hinder. It's an XM18, the old style, back when they were like $700, which was a lot of money. This one had a blue scale. This one came with the black G10 scale, so I flipped it because I didn't like the blue on here. But I still do love my Hinder. Hinders are very solid. So, yeah, bump the camera. This tripod is not solid. There we go. Hinders are really solid knives. They're really well put together. I enjoy them. I enjoyed mine. You know, I just didn't carry much because it was blue. I should have bought a scale a long time ago for it and replaced it, but still, cool knife. I'd wanted to upgrade this one with some copper hardware, though, but never really got around to it. Cue my $1,200 check from Donald Trump and an extreme amount of depression, and this bad boy comes into play. So this is what I'm calling my pandemic knife. And it's awesome, in case you couldn't tell. This is one of the new XM18s with the tri-way pivot system, which I put in the bloody hell, what washers did I put in here? I think I had the bronze phosphor washers in here. So now, a big complaint that I had about the original XM18s is that, let's bring my older one out, they won't really flip good. They don't flip. You have to give some wrist tension in order to pop them open. I mean, it's fine. I always put wrist tension in my knives, so, you know, you gotta get a little wrist action there. But that was a complaint I had about the originals. So the new ones, you still got to put the wrist action in if you have the washers. Now, if you put in the bearings, which comes standard with the bearings, they flip open like a dream. They flip open so smooth. I mean, it's hilarious. They're they're one of the best flippers that I have had the pleasure of fondling, you know, because I like fondling my knives. The only other one that pops open that fast might be my Best Tech Fractal, because this pops open really fast. Now, I had to take them out because of one of the upgrades I put in, which was this copper liner, which I'll show a little more close up in a second. But you can't put the bearing pivots in with the copper liner. It specifically says it on the liner package because copper's soft and it'll just dig into it. So, I mean, I still got to put the little bit of wrist flick in there. But, yeah, let's open this bad boy up here. And then we'll go over all the upgrades it has. And I just failed it miserably. Yeah, okay, let's try it again. I did notice that the detents in these guys are a little bit stiffer, but that's a good thing. So you can see here, this is one of the Spanto blades. I wanted the Spanto for a while. I just never got around to getting one because they were a little tricky to find. Back when I got my original, I couldn't find a Spanto, so I had to go with the Warnercliff or the pointy reverse tanto, whatever the hell you want to call it. But I wanted a Spanto one for a while, so I found a Spanto, and I got the Spanto because I don't know. I got it, and it's mine now. It's not yours, it's mine. So all the upgrades I put into this, like I said, it had the black G10 liner. I put a carbon fiber liner on here. Carbon fiber liner. We have the copper pivot, the copper hardware here, and screws. I bought the whole copper hardware set twice because the mail lost it, and then I ordered the second one and got it. Got the FedEx one, and then my mail one showed up, so I'm stupid. But when I ordered the second set, I did get some copper scales for my Benjamin 940, which I had to destroy the original handles to get it off because one of the screws got stuck. But I didn't like the original handles anyway. I have video, I opened this up. I felt like the handles were chucky, and I did not like the feel of them. So the copper definitely makes this knife useful now. As you can see, I have the blades all marred up because I've been using it. But yeah, I'll make a separate video on that maybe sometime partially. I don't know, if you give me some money on Patreon. There's like one guy on Patreon that donates to me. Something Schaefer. I don't know. Whatever your name is. Thanks for donating their $1 every month. I haven't actually collected money from Patreon, but it's appreciated. A little bit of support. Go donate on Patreon, everyone. I don't post anything on it anymore, but I do have some wallpapers up there if you want. You can. Anyway, screw that. Back to the upgrades. So we have a copper hardware there. We have a copper liner right in there. There's the copper liner, and then I also have the copper gear standoffs, which those are cool. They're the little gears. Cool little copper gear. Can we get some lighting up on this boy? Look at that. I got my... Look at that. We can just go like that. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Now, I need a professional lighting setup. But yeah, copper gears right there. And then we also have reverse side, the copper, whatever. I can't remember the exact name, but what are they? The handle screws? I can't remember. But you got the copper there. You got the copper lock bar stabilizer and the copper filler tab. Pretty much all the upgrades on it. I mean, I'd say nothing too crazy, but it was kind of crazy because the base knife itself was what it should have been. Like when I bought my first hander, it was like $700. This I think cost me like $450. I got it from knifeart.com. Shout out to them. They're awesome to order from. I got it for like, I think like $450, something like that. But then with all the other upgrades and having to buy the tool and everything for it, it costs just under $800. So yeah, that's quite a bit of money to put in a knife. But I carry this. This has been my primary carry knife now for about 2 months now. I carry this and I use it because I didn't actually pay for it. The freaking US government did. I mean, technically it's my tax dollars. I'll be paying for it later on, I'm sure. Like, they'll take more money out of taxes or they won't fix our roads in Michigan. I mean, our governor sucks. So I don't think she's gonna fix our roads anyway, but I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh, yeah, so complete side note. So copper, well, talking about copper. So I like myself some copper, but I don't like the massive copper overload that I have on some of my gear. So like, for instance, can we prep that bad boy up like that? Oh, look at that. That kind of looks... I don't know. Does that look good? I'm trying to get this looking like so sexy and stuff, but whatever. So the copper overload sometimes, like, here's a copper O-light. I mean, this is cool. It's a solid chunk of copper. It looks awesome. It can kill bugs. I've done it before. You can literally fry a bug to death with this thing. It's so hot. And trust me, I've done it twice. I mean, I didn't because that'd be cruel, but it can do it. Just know it can. I haven't done it, but it's capable of it. In theory, you could fry a bug to death with this. But not big black ants. They just get mad and come after you. Tiny little black spiders. It probably, most certainly would work. Not big black ants, tiny little spiders. Anyway, so I like myself some copper, but the issue is I've been kind of going away from copper. Kind of more of a blackout type EDC, hence the wallet. I got to do another video on this extra wallet because this wallet they sent for me to review back around Christmas time, and I've been using it ever since then. It's awesome. I'm not paid to say that, you know. They sent it to me to do one review on, but I never switched. I've just been carrying it, and this thing's rock solid. So I got to do an update on that. But because I used to carry a dangle wallet before that was brown leather, so I had more of a rough looking EDC, but now I'm trying to still integrate copper a little bit. Like, I still carry my copper zip, but I'm trying not to go complete overboard on just like solid copper everything. So that's why I really like this this hinder, because it has the copper, it has the hints of it, but it's not too much copper, you know. And plus, copper gear does get kind of heavy, and I mean, in the summer, having a ton of weight in your pants is not fun, and you're sweating, and like, this is starting to patina a little bit. On this topic of sweat, ladies, I know you love that sort of stuff. The screws have kind of started to patina there a teensy-weensy bit. Not much, but just a little. The 940 has a little bit more patina on it. Patina, if you can tell, but yeah. So I have some pictures of this up on my Instagram. So go check those out. Go follow me on Instagram if you want to see some more cool high quality photos, which I probably use one for that thumbnail because I'm lazy and I probably won't even take another photo for this. So you just gotta make do what you got, right? Oh yeah, that's the other thing that was cool about this. I forgot to mention the lock bar in there. As you can see, they actually added a lock bar insert, so you don't just have the standard titanium like the old hinders, just they didn't have anything. They were just a titanium frame. So the new ones actually have an insert, so your lock bar won't wear down as much, which is actually really, really cool. I definitely do appreciate that that little bit of detail that Hinder put in there. What's cool is that Hinder, they never really changed their design much for their XM18s, but they have them small, tiny little improvements through the years, which is still cool. And like a lot of the old parts are still interchangeable, so they haven't radically changed the design, but they've updated and put in some improvements, which is really awesome. I'd almost have to say that my old XM18 it feels a little more high polished, like as far as smoothness and everything goes for it. I'm just realizing if I probably turn on the ISO a little bit, that was a little more sexy there. Yeah, you can see a little copper. Where was that? I don't remember. Let me turn the ISO back up now. You can't see jack shit. There we go. This one probably because it's not coated. It's just the stone wash, so that might be why it feels a little bit more like it's riding on glass. And since this guy is coated, but the tolerances in a new Hinder almost feel just slightly tighter. I mean, and by slightly tighter, I mean it's barely noticeable because the original here, the original I have, is so tight, like really tight tolerances that, I mean, it's hard to even tell that this has a slight upgrade, but this one just feels a little more rock solid. It's a little bit heavier too, probably because of some of that copper. I didn't notice picking it up. It feels a little bit stiffer, like because that, I think the tighter bearing put a little more snap into it to get it out. As far as like pressure goes, it takes a little more pressure, but see, like that, didn't put enough. But once you break that D10, you know, I'm failing miserably now. I'm saying that it's great, but no, I'm failing miserably. Look at that. There we go. Okay. It really pops out once you get it going. I'm glad I have 2 sets of that copper screws, the hardware, because I was kind of worried about stripping out the original copper. Yeah, so that Hinder actually goes really well with my Chris Reeve Sabenza. Ooh, those kind of match. That's kind of sexy combination right there. Got the Damascus Sabenza with the wood, Hinder with the carbon fiber and copper. Both kind of classic materials, but then a little more high-tech. Really nice stuff. Anyway, I don't know what else I want to say about that knife, other than, you know, send me some money because, oh, look at 1% now. My phone's down to 1%. How does that happen? I haven't been using it. Basically, all my money now has not been going into knives. It's been going into stonks, because stonks always go up. Hence the awesome Robinhood debit card. That's where all my money's been going. Pretty much all my money into Robinhood, into stonks. So yeah, and if anyone knows the stonk market, knows that stonks are doing kind of weird stuff. So yeah, anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I got work tomorrow, and I gotta finish my monster, and probably play some Diablo, and then edit this video, and then sweat to death because it's getting hot down here now, and then God knows what else I gotta do, but we'll do it. So until then, go follow me on everything. Just I don't care anymore. Just follow me somewhere. Not home though, unless you're a female and you're sexy, and then go ahead. But everyone else now, just leave me alone.